going on, ESGN Nation, and welcome to a new series here on ESGN Plus LP as we're back here for some more football. And we're on the gridiron here today as Madden 25, of course, released here. It's been about a good week now since it's released. I finally got my copy. Actually, this is footage from the play trial, but I've already got my copy already. I'm already pretty much playing quite a few hours of this, learning the new mechanics of the game. Because last year I did not purchase. Well, I did purchase Madden 24, but I purchased it late for pretty much a steal on Black Friday. Never really did a series with anything on this particular game. And of course, I've been wanting to do a series on this here in Mission Recondition, a little series that we have here on this channel for quite some time now. It's going to start with the Kansas City Chiefs, but of course I kept putting that off and putting it off. At some point, someday, we're going to have that series here on the channel. But I decided this year, let's go ahead and let's go for a team that I don't know, somewhere deep down inside, I was like, we got to do this team. We got to do this squad. We got to do this particular team. I don't know why, but it's just something in me that says, hey, let's see what we can do. So of course, I'm a Colts fan. My first four, Colts, and also a Broncos fan because of Peyton Manning. But this is a team that really kind of got on my nerves when I was playing as a Colts way back in the day. Because in later years they would actually get better and better, and that is the Jacksonville Jaguars. And of course, there you see 84 overall, 85 offense, and 83 defense. Not a bad team at all. They're kind of above 500, slightly above, one game above 500 team. And I decided that originally I was going to have Coach Bonds take over. If you guys are from the, if you guys know from him from the main channel, he's our kind of our legendary coach over there. And I was going to kind of have him come back to the NFL at least one more time because he's been in the NFL before as a head coach. But I said, this time around, we're going to give his son a shot here. And of course, if you guys know one of his sons, I should say, his son TJ Bonds, who of course played in the NFL, he has two series of his own there on the main channel. Definitely go check it out. I'll leave a link to in the cards up above in the eye. And of course, you guys can hit the links down below for all the Madden and football series that we have from both channels. But I decided to make him the head coach. So he's the new head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he actually got a phone call by Tony Khan, of course the owner of AEW, and of course he is the co-owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars along with his dad. And I got a call from him saying, hey, I love what you did with Stanford and what you've been doing in college football. And you come from a great pedigree of coaches and that know how to build a team. And so how about we hire you as the new head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So that's the backstory, at least for it. And of course, TJ was a little hesitant, but he says, talked to his dad after a couple of months. And talked to his dad about it, and his dad said, hey, I had my shot at the NFL. I had fun with it, but it wasn't for me. And he says, hey, maybe this is your calling. So we're going to see what he can do here as the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And of course, you got players like Josh Hines-Allen, who of course is a 91 overall, who's going to be one of those dominant forces there on the defensive side of the ball, who's going to really make a huge impact for this team. And hopefully we can build around him as the years go on. Of course, he's been in the league now for 5 years now, since 2019. So he's been around for quite some time there. You see, he of course renewed his contract here, so he's going to be with us till 2028. And of course, he likes the warm weather state here in Florida, obviously. Of course, Travis Etienne had some trouble after he won that national championship a couple years ago. This is his third year. Of course, he missed out his rookie year because of injury, and then of course he had a couple of injuries as well. I believe in last season as well, he had a couple of injuries there. So he hasn't been playing in too many games, but a lot of people still believe in him and see a lot of him doing something great here as we get deeper into his career. And hopefully we'll keep him healthy and keep him going here. He's had the 2 seasons he's actually played in, He has went over 1,000 yards in both seasons. His most rushing touchdowns he's had is 11 from actually 2 years ago. Didn't really play too much of last year because of injury. So we're going to try to see or do our best here with him and see what we can do with him in the backfield, along with his tag team partner. Of course, I'm talking about T-Law and his great, hopefully we can bring out the greatness of him that he's supposed to have from a lot of talking insiders in the NFL as being one of the next coming of good, accurate quarterbacks. And we're trying to see if we can get him there. Now, this young man here, I can't really say his name, but he's been around for quite some time now, and he's 89 overall. I want to say Olokon. I butchered it. I would have had to find the how to say that. I haven't put in translator there, but he is going to be a great asset there for us in the field general there for the defense. And of course, again, another one of those great young players that even though he's been in the league for 6 years, he's still seen as a young player, and we're hoping to see what he can do here for us as we're going to try to build around him. And I really want to make this be a very good defensive team. I kind of want to, in some aspects, I can kind of see this team being the defensive team and I know this is saying a lot, but I know it's going to take a lot of effort here, but I want to kind of make them the defense like the Ravens back, Ray Lewis and that era of the Ravens there. So I want to try to do something like that with this team. Of course, Evan Ingram, we've seen him before in a series before. We've seen him back in the Giants series. We had a lot of fun with throwing at him, and he was very impressive there. And of course, he's a little older now, 29 years of age, and of course, he's in that crossroads of his career where we got a couple more seasons out of him, and then we got to figure out what we're going to do afterwards. So great vertical threat in the red zone there, and of course, I love throwing my tight ends there in these games here. They always great release valve there when you got you're hot underneath the collar when the defense is bearing down on you. So yeah, he's gonna be a great player to help us out in the red zone, and of course just really open up the playbook in the passing game. And like I said, I know we've used him before. I want to say we also had him in another series, but I can't remember exactly what that series was there on the main channel. But yeah, Evan Ingram, this is his 7th year, and there you see what he's done so far his career here. Of course, 2017 was the year that he had the most touchdowns there for his career. He had 6. So I'm pretty sure we can get a little bit more than that. He's right now, I would say he's probably at his peak, and we really got to have him play very well to get him a decent, especially for trade-wise, somewhere down the road. As we take a look here, Captain Kirk, Christian Kirk is, of course, there. He's been here for quite some time now, A&M guy, and he got his ability and skills there, and that's one area I definitely say on the offense we're going to have to work on. Obviously, the offensive line is going to be most important. I always try to work on that. But wide receiver-wise, too. We got a young, good core wide receivers, and I don't really know too many of them. But this guy here, Kirk, he is definitely going to be our number one guy to throw to for the most part here. And we got to make sure we take care of him. And because if we take care of him, he'll definitely take care of us. So there you see his numbers there. Of course, in 2020 was the biggest year. He had over 1,000 yards receiving as well, 8 touchdowns there. So a nice year there for him. I believe that was the most receptions he's had in his career so far there. So we got to have another season like that to get ourselves into a shot at the playoffs. Yes, playoffs. Yes, we're going to try to get to the playoffs here in this series. As much as I think I don't know. Maybe the first year, maybe not so much, but I think in year 2, when things really start to, we start molding the team where we wanted to go to in the direction we want it. I think next year will probably be our year for our team. Gabe Davis as well. We've had him, of course, in the Buffalo Bills franchise, which is kind of still going on right now over on the main channel. We're kind of wrapping that up. But Gabe Davis, another guy here, a youngster. Obviously, we can build around him as well. 4 years in the league, University of Central Florida. Honestly, one of my favorite players. I wish we didn't get rid of him in the Buffalo Bills franchise, but we were doing so well with him, and he was just asking way too much money. And we can't have him and Stephon and of course the tight ends we brought in at the time. Of course Hunter Cannon and Calvin Parker, our tight ends that we got, and of course they're doing great for us in that series. But we had to let Gabe go, and eventually in real life he did leave Buffalo, and now here in Jacksonville. So we got a chance now to go back and hang out with him and see his see what he can do to blossom as a great wide receiver. Campbell, center, corner, should say. I was about to say center back, but one of the corners here. He's going to be a guy that we're going to have to look at and possibly try to re-sign. He's a star dev. He's right now not has any interest right now. Ciccio is a free safety. He has interest. We're going to try to see if we can try to sign him early on. And then you got Cam Robinson, Mac Jones, who we just recently picked up in a free agency. But also he has a star dev, so he could be a guy that we could be a good asset for us to have in the league to really help out T-Law in that wide receiver. And of course, there you see some of Terrell Edmonds. We've had him, of course, in the Buffalo franchise as well. He's up there in age, 27, so he's at his prime right now. We're hoping that we can get a little bit more out of him before his career ends. But yeah, we got some great guys here that we can. Obviously, got some guys that are interested in re-signing with us. But the thing is, we got to win games and convince them that this is the place to be. Because if we don't win games, then we're gonna there's gonna be some issues. So as you take a look here, looking at some of the other re-signs here, this is going to be a pretty cool series because honestly, I'm going to be sitting back. I'm going to be watching the games with you guys. I've already filmed a couple of games, the preseason games. You'll get to see those, and they'll be just CPU versus CPU. This is what the series is all about. But we're going to be, obviously we're going to go into the games from time to time and kind of, peeking in, seeing maybe a couple of drives in a quarter or whatever. Pretty similar to a lot of other YouTubers in this genre of sports gaming is doing kind of a team builder type of, building the team up by kind of being the quote unquote head coach slash manager, general manager slash owner, and making those decisions on the fly. And then just seeing what plays out. So, of course, we have storylines involved more heavily this year in Madden 25. So we'll see that stuff incorporated into this series, as well as I want to bring in, especially now with the storylines incorporated now, I want to get ESGNet Radio. I know some of you guys really enjoy it. It's going to start making a comeback a little bit more in not just this series, but other series sprinkled around both channels. Where we'll see players, we'll kind of do these funny little interviews with players like that, and all that kind of stuff. So we'll have some things going on, obviously with coaches and stuff like that. We're going to be talking with and getting to see, whatever's going on at the time in this series. Kind of like what they do in real life. So as you take a look here, we got the preseason game coming up. It's the first preseason game of the season. It's at home, and it's against those damn dirty Chiefs. We play against them, 88 overall. Of course, they won the Super Bowl last year, so they're trying to regain and recapture that title. And, of course, like I said, this is the preseason. So right now we're just kind of looking at some players that we need to look at, some young players that we've gotten. They're either walk-ons or guys we've signed, and see what earn their spot onto the roster. So yeah, after this video here, here in the next day or two, you'll see these games here played in full, and then the first episode will obviously be the bye week of the preseason. I'll show you guys the moves that we made, and then we'll get into week 1 of the season as we take on the Dolphins, and that should be a good one there. So That'll be the next time you guys will hear from me. But other than that, you'll see the preseason games coming up here. And like I said, there will be CPU versus CPU. And you guys can check those out here on the channel. So this is going to be a fun series. I cannot wait to get into this. It's going to be there'll be some episodes we'll focus on just one game. Other episodes will focus on multiple games. Some games we'll even skip. We'll just show you guys the box score, talk about what we need, what we liked or disliked about the game, and I'll give you guys their coach's thoughts, what Coach Bonds is thinking, and what his mindset was at those games and whatnot. But yeah, the season should move a little bit more faster than the traditional franchise series you've seen on this channel or on the main channel. But like I said, the Mission Recondition series, this was what it's supposed to be all about. Fortunately, I can't really do that in the soccer series. And don't fear, the Manchester United series will be coming up here, back here very soon. But for the most part here, for this series, that's what's going to be where you guys get to see more of the some of the on play. We'll obviously show gameplay, but as well you'll see a lot more. You'll see just as well as much as the off the field stuff, front office type of stuff, and all that kind of jazz. So that's it for this episode. Stay tuned, or this introduction video, I should say. Stay tuned for the first game coming up here. Like I said, it's against the Chiefs. It's a home game, and I hope you guys will enjoy that. And like I said, the first episode will be the preseason week 4, and then we'll go right into week 1, taking on the Dolphins. Should be a good one. Dolphins are, of course, a well put together team this season. One of the teams that possibly could be going to the Super Bowl. A lot of talk about them making a playoff run, and we'll try to see if we can try to get a playoff run of our own. And in order to do that, that first game is going to be very important. So we'll see how things go. But that's it for me, you guys. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you happen to be new. And, of course, hit that bell notification so you guys be notified of this series or any other series here on the channel. All I have to say is, Duval! As always, guys, keep yourselves each other healthy, and I will see you guys next time.